When I catch you, I kill you. You crazy? Nigga playing with.
Floyd Mayweather just gave Jake Paul a taste of reality after he canceled his much-hyped fight with Mike Tyson. You know, the fight Jake was practically on his knees begging for. Floyd's been the wise uncle here, always telling Jake not to bite off more than he can chew, but does Jake listen? Nah, he's too busy living in his overconfidence. And now, when Tyson had to postpone the fight because of an ulcer flare-up, a legit medical issue, Jake, in his infinite wisdom, decided to pull out completely, thinking he's too big to fight a sick Tyson. Can you believe this guy? He actually thought there'd be no glory in knocking out a sick legend. But do you know what? Jake's excuse for canceling the fight is just the tip of the iceberg. The real reason was what Floyd told the world. And let me tell you, it's piping hot. Jake's career might be hanging by a thread now. But honestly, can you blame Floyd for this? Obviously no, because from the moment he heard Jake Paul wanted to fight Mike Tyson, Floyd went into overdrive on social media. He dropped some serious truth bombs saying things like,
Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
I mean, who wouldn't get excited about the idea of the 57-year-old legend Tyson stepping into the ring against the YouTube sensation turned boxer Jake Paul? Social media exploded with reactions, memes, and debates about who would come out on top. The hype was real, and everyone was talking about it. Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, wasn't messing around. Videos popped up of him training like a beast, reminding everyone why he's a living legend. At 57, he was still a powerhouse, moving with the speed and ferocity that defined his prime. His training regime was intense, sparring sessions that brought back memories of his glory days, cardio that would put younger guys to shame, and strength training that showed he wasn't just there for a paycheck. Tyson was out to prove he still had what it took to dominate the ring. As his coach said,
then you have to see Mike the way he trained. He trained exactly the same way the new generation trains, sometimes more than that.
On the flip side, Jake Paul was deep into his preparations too. Known for his flashy and often controversial antics, Jake took to social media to document every step of his journey. His training was no joke, sparring with top-tier fighters, working on his speed and power, and building up his stamina. His team hyped him up big time, claiming he was ready to take on a legend like Tyson. But the big question remained. Was he really ready? Or was this just another one of his high-profile stunts? As the fight date drew near, the media frenzy hit an all-time high. Sports networks, talk shows, and podcasts couldn't get enough of the Tyson-Paul showdown. Analysts dissected every detail, from their training routines to their past fights. Betting odds went wild as fans placed their bets. Public opinion was sharply divided. Some believed Tyson would crush Jake in the first round, while others thought the younger, more agile Paul might pull off a surprise. Everyone had an opinion, and no one could stop talking about it. Even Hopkins said,
I don't like it. I think it's become more of a sideshow. With some sweat, maybe some blood, if we're lucky. I won't.
Behind the scenes, the negotiations and promotional events were as intense as the training. The fight was set to go down at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, the perfect venue for such a monumental clash. Promoters worked tirelessly to ensure everything was spot on. Sponsorship deals were finalized, broadcasting rights negotiated, and a massive marketing campaign rolled out. Press conferences were held, with both fighters exchanging verbal jabs that only amped up the anticipation. Every detail was meticulously planned to make this fight a mega event.
As long as he continued to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
Then, just when the excitement was at its peak, a curveball hit. News broke that Mike Tyson had fallen ill. The boxing world was stunned. Reports said Tyson had a severe case of ulcer flare-up, leaving him bedridden and unable to train. The announcement sent shockwaves, and suddenly the fight everyone was hyped for was in jeopardy. The announcement of this cancellation came via a carefully crafted statement from Jake's camp. Jake Paul's official statement read,
Obviously, devastating news. I'm heartbroken. speechless, like gutted. We've been working so hard over here, everyone in this camp, and I just feel bad for everyone involved in this event, the whole undercard. Opportunity has been ripped from all of us, but I do value Mike.
Skepticism hit immediately. Was Jake Paul really that concerned about Mike Tyson's health? Or was there something more self-serving at play? The timing, just days after Tyson's illness was announced, raised eyebrows. Critics were quick to note that Jake had the most to gain from canceling. Facing a legend like Tyson, even at 57, was no walk in the park. The narrative shifted from a noble gesture to a strategic move to avoid potential embarrassment in the ring. One particularly juicy theory suggested Jake's decision was influenced by his team's analysis of Tyson's training videos. Those clips showed Tyson in terrifyingly good shape, moving with the speed and power of his prime. Maybe Jake and his crew realized that facing Tyson, even at 57, was a gamble that could end disastrously. Dodging Tyson meant dodging a potential knockout that could ruin Jake's rising star.
And he'd get demolished.
Some fans speculated about the financial side. Sure, canceling the fight might have cost both fighters a huge payday, but it also saved Jake from the long-term damage of a brutal defeat. The business-minded saw it as a savvy move. Keep the hype, avoid the risk. Jake's merch sales and social media engagement likely got a boost from the drama, keeping him in the spotlight without the downside of a loss. Jake's cancellation of the fight was picked apart from every angle. Some pointed to his past comments about respecting the sport and its legends, suggesting this was just an extension of that philosophy. Others argued that Jake's fear of facing a real challenge had finally caught up with him. The speculation was endless, with everyone from casual fans to seasoned analysts weighing in on Jake's true motivations. Just when the dust was starting to settle from the canceled Tyson-Paul fight, Jake Paul threw another curveball. He announced a new opponent, Mike Perry. This twist caught everyone off guard and reignited the buzz around Jake's boxing career. The announcement came with a flashy promo video featuring Jake trash-talking Perry and hyping their bout scheduled at the Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. The switch from Tyson to Perry was dramatic, and the reactions were immediate and intense. Mike Perry, aka Platinum, is also no joke. He is known for his tough, no-nonsense attitude in the combat sports world. He made his UFC debut on August 20th, 2016, and quickly became famous for his aggressive style and knockout power. Perry fought some of the toughest guys in the UFC, like Donald Cerrone, Santiago Ponzinibbio, and Vicente Luque. His record's a mixed bag of brutal knockouts and hard-fought battles, making him a formidable opponent for anyone. So why did Jake Paul pick Mike Perry? One theory suggested Jake saw Perry as a safer bet compared to the legendary Mike Tyson. At 32, Perry's closer to Jake's age and doesn't have Tyson's legendary status, which might make him less intimidating. Despite Perry's toughness, he isn't a boxer by trade, which could give Jake an edge in a straight boxing match. The narrative is simple. Jake might have calculated that fighting an MMA fighter with less polished boxing skills would be a more winnable and less risky option. Another angle is that Perry's reputation as a brawler could make for an exciting and marketable fight. Perry's fan base is substantial, and his ability to draw a crowd ensures the fight garners significant attention. The drama of a Jake Paul versus Mike Perry showdown filled with trash talk and potential for explosive action was something that promoters and fans could really sink their teeth into. The spectacle could rival any of Jake's previous bouts, keeping his momentum in the boxing world strong.
Day 3, Mikey, your hands can't hit what your eyes can't see.
Perry welcomed the challenge with open arms. Known for his brash personality and fearless approach, Perry took to social media to express his excitement about the fight. He posted training videos, showing off his preparation and promising to bring the heat on fight night. Perry's confidence and readiness added to the anticipation, painting the picture of a clash between two bold and brash fighters with everything to prove. Behind the scenes, the negotiations for this fight were swift but intense. Unlike the drawn-out process with Tyson, setting up the Perry fight seemed straightforward. Both camps were eager to make it happen, and the logistics fell into place quickly. The promotional events kicked off almost immediately, with press conferences filled with verbal jabs and face-offs that had fans buzzing. Jake and Perry didn't hold back, each trying to get under the other's skin. Building the hype with every interaction, Mayweather revealed that it was a strategic advantage for Jake Paul to shift his focus to Mike Perry, Floyd explained, Jake knew fighting Tyson was a huge risk. Even if Tyson is older, he's still Iron Mike. One good punch and Jake could have been on the canvas, career in tatters. Fighting Perry, on the other hand, was a safer bet. Perry, despite his tough MMA reputation, lacked the boxing pedigree and the iconic status of Tyson. This opponent swap wasn't just about health concerns. It was a calculated move to protect Jake's brand and keep his carefully curated boxing journey on track. Floyd broke down this strategy with clinical precision. By choosing Perry, Jake was selecting an opponent who, while tough, posed less of a risk in the boxing ring. Perry's style, honed in MMA, wasn't as polished in boxing, giving Jake a significant advantage. This move kept the spotlight on Jake, ensured a high-profile bout, but minimized the risk of a career-damaging loss. Mayweather's exposé was full of his trademark bluntness. Jake took the easy way out, he said, dripping with disdain. He didn't want to face the real test that Tyson represented. He wanted glory without the risk. This final jab hit hard, resonating with both fans and critics of Jake Paul. It painted a picture of a young fighter more interested in the spectacle and the money than in the true spirit of competition. Jake's response to Mayweather's exposé was telling. He took to Instagram, posting a video of himself training with the caption, "Talk is cheap, actions speak louder." It was a defiant stance, signaling he was ready to prove his doubters wrong. Yet the shadow of Mayweather's accusations loomed large. The fight with Perry was no longer just about the clash in the ring. It was about Jake's credibility and the legitimacy of his career. But don't you think Jake realized a bit too late that Tyson is still fierce? Now, the lion who's been quiet for a while won't let Jake slip away that easily. Tyson's definitely coming for him, and the fallout is going to be huge. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments.